If absence makes the heart grow fonder, then the Chisholms should be pretty fond of the results after years of hoping, praying, and trying to start a family. In May, the Alexandria couple are hoping to return from Florida with a new baby girl in their arms.
I think that we've been praying and waiting and praying and waiting for so long that to imagine that in like less than 30 days that I'm potentially holding my baby girl is like, emotionally, I could be a wreck. So.
Once we hold her, I will lose it. I mean, tears flowing for the next probably week, just because I won't be able to believe it.
After more than 7 years of expensive tests, procedures, and fees, the road to parenthood for Kris and Megan Chisholm has not come without a lot of agony and expense. Now they've teamed up with an organization called Both Hands. It will financially help them bring that child home, while they and others help a widow in the community through a little sweat equity.
We don't like being the people that need help. So we heard about this organization called Both Hands Ministries through a friend, and we loved the idea of it because it allowed one hand to help a widow in our community. So we selected a widow through our church who just, she's the sweetest lady, and she really just needs help around her house.
A team of volunteers will help her out, and through donations made to the Both Hands Project, the Chisholms will be given financial help to pay for the more than $36,000 in adoption fees.
I'm just excited that Saturday is going to bring some awareness around adoption, bring some awareness around that we can come together as a group of people and provide help to someone who had no idea it was happening 3 weeks ago. And so just super excited about that.
Adoption was not an easy decision for the Chisholms.
Kris and I were married in 2008. And we got married young at 22, and right away we were like, we don't want kids. We're going to travel, and we're going to work on our jobs and all of this. And then about a year later, we were like, okay, maybe we want kids. We want to have them by the time we're 30 and be like young parents.
The young couple soon learned that the wait to have children would not be a decision they could make on their own. Nature took over, and proving, despite their best efforts, that a natural birth was not to be.
Through a lot of doctors, a lot of testing, a lot of recommendations, we moved on to a reproductive specialist in the cities. And this was about 4 years into trying.
Failed attempt after failed attempt was followed by 3 rounds over 3 years of in vitro, even a trip to the, quote, best clinic in the United States. One, in order to pay for, they had to cash out their retirement. But that also was unsuccessful.
So that was the last blow that, like, okay, maybe it's time to grieve this, put this biological baby aside, be done, and just not have kids.
Many months passed before Kris and Megan were willing to turn their attention to the possibility of adopting. In fact, urged by some friends, the couple took some time away. While there, they wrote down their goals for 2016, one of which was to pursue adoption.
And the next day, the Lord hit us in the face with an adoption consultant that I scrolled on Instagram, and here we are.
That decision and their current situation are miles apart, but once active with 5 adoption agencies last November, the arduous process of connecting them with a child began. February 3rd, Megan had had enough. She prayed, saying, "I don't know where you want us with this." And moments later, the couple received a very important email.
So when we first saw the email come through for this, and it said, I have this expectant mom that I think you might be a perfect fit for, and I opened it up and it said it was a girl, I just knew. I've really felt girl on my heart the whole time, and I just had a different feeling within my body, and the Lord was speaking to me, and I knew.
On Valentine's Day, it was confirmed. The Chisholms were a match.
Love has kind of been a theme for us because we were matched on Valentine's Day, and it was important to the expectant mom that we found out on Valentine's Day.
Right. Okay.
So Kris has said that he has a pretty high standard to meet every Valentine's Day because
I can't meet him. I don't.
We
think.
got the call that evening.
2 women on Valentine's Day. Oh boy.
And we have tied a theme of love in with her name as well.
There's your teaser.
Their Both Hands project is set for this Saturday. This display of love for a widow in the community is merely an outward sign of the love and support they've already received from the community themselves.
So it allows us to physically go out and be the hands and feet and help her in relation to adoption.
So that's part of our challenge we felt was to make people aware of that adoption is not scary. It's a process, but it's not scary, and that there's ways that people want to help you, and this is one way that we feel called that people can help us, and we just feel blessed to be able to share this message.
For the Voice of Alexandria, I'm Joe Krakowski.